Emphasis on the 10 million doses which we have ordered. We want to increase that one in our order with the AVAT facility. That particular order is made up of the 2 dose per vaccination type and the single dose per vaccination of Johnson & Johnson.
That's on our own purse, right?
In order to avoid delays, the Afrexim Bank will pay, and then we now reimburse the Afrexim Bank either directly or in installment, depending on the capacity of the African country.
South Africa was able to put money to procure vaccines for its populace. Is it that we're not that buoyant to do such?
South Africa is working through the AVAT facility also, because the president of South Africa is the chair of the African Union and also the chair of the AVAT facility that is procuring for the whole of Africa, and they have secured 270 million doses to be delivered as from March or perhaps April. So it is from there that they will get their own facility also. But the 20% COVAX will also cover a part of South Africa and other African countries who are participating.
Okay, in view of the storage conditionalities given, for these vaccines, do you think we really have what it takes, or we're prepared enough, to preserve them when they get here for maximum potency?
Yes, that's correct. The likelihood is that we are going to get the Pfizer vaccine first from COVAX. And that's a vaccine that has to be stored at about -80 degree ultra cold chain storage. And we have those facilities in Lagos and some in Abuja where we can store a limited amount. But outside of main cities, it will be difficult. So our strategy is not to rely entirely on that type of vaccine, but on the type that we can store in ordinary refrigerators, even using the solar-powered refrigerators that were used in the polio campaign, which can be reactivated or which can also be repaired or replaced if they are in any way defective, to store the vaccines that can be stored at between 2 and 8 degrees normal refrigerator temperature, and use those ones in many other areas where we can't use the Pfizer vaccine.
How long the vaccine confers immunity on someone?
There are few people who have really taken this measurement of the antibodies that you develop, and that measurement has been done on those who actually had the infection. And since we started seeing the administration of this vaccine just in December, nobody has taken it long enough to know how long it gives you protection. But the projections of the moment, based on the experience of those who suffered the vaccine, the virus infection, is that it doesn't seem as if it gives you lifelong immunity, because there are people who have been reinfected with COVID after they had it once. And there are people who in fact have had it 3 times. So the projection is that it gives immunity of 6 months. Some have said 9 months. Some have said 3 months. So it varies. But we're hearing that there's one that gives you 2 years. That is the Russian vaccine that says they can give. Their own study is that they believe that their own vaccine can give up to 2 years protection. But all those are things that haven't been proven. They are still under contention, under study, and we shall know as time goes on.
You just mentioned Russia, boasting of the ability of theirs to confer 2 years immunity on people. Back home, what efforts are we making? I know that funds have been approved for local production of COVID-19 vaccine. What's the story around it?
Yeah, the story around it is that we have been lucky to have funds released for local production of vaccines. And we have one vaccine company, partly owned by the federal government and partly owned by another company, in a joint venture to produce vaccines. and they were figuring on producing the routine vaccines that we know against tetanus, diphtheria, DPT, those vaccines that are normally used in routine immunization. But we're drawing their attention now to the fact that this COVID vaccine is another opportunity for them to venture into vaccine production, COVID vaccine production, where they have to look for a partner. But for them to, they are not doing research, they are producing, and their job is to produce. So they have to get the research products or partner with someone who is already producing and gives them a license to produce. Once you have developed a vaccine, you can license any other producer to produce it if you give him the formula. So to say, you share the formula, you have a financial arrangement that allows you to produce more the other party produces using your formula. And in the same way, we are hoping that we can get a partner who allows us to license, under license to produce. But as far as the research and development is concerned, yes, we have research and development going on too in our research centers, and which have produced promising vaccines. But after producing promising vaccines, you have to test them. And the testing is extremely expensive and it takes time. You have to go through the various phases, and after it has been proven to be safe and effective, then you can now sell the formula to a producer to produce.
I know South Africa was part of the clinical trials. Nigeria wasn't. What does this portend for? Is it okay that we're going to receive such vaccines that were not part of the trial? Do we even have clinical trial facilities? Can we undertake clinical trial for such vaccines back home?
Yes, you can. You can do clinical trials anywhere. It is the organization, the research organization that is developing the vaccine, that will now do the clinical trials, particularly phase 3, where they now test it on volunteers.
For instance, if we take delivery of the ones we're expecting now, what sort of quality assurance are they going to go through back home?
The first quality assurance is quality assurance by NAFDAC. NAFDAC will have to ascertain that it is safe. It is not dangerous, it is not harmful, it is not injurious. So NAFDAC will give that clear bill of trust. And then in some countries you also get what you call a regional qualification. In Africa, where apart from NAFDAC, we have the African Medicine Agency. In Europe, you have the national agency, and you also have the European Medicine Agency, which is a larger organization bringing all the experience of all the countries to also test it. So you test it at 2 levels. And then the third level is the WHO. World Health Organization can also give you the clearance, what they call the WHO pre-qualification, that says, yes, we have tested it, it's safe, and it works. It's safe, and it works. It's actually effective. So, but the WHO is not really doing that yet now, because all these vaccines are so new. What the WHO can do is that, yes, we have seen this vaccine, we have seen that it's been given, it's safe, so they give you the listing, emergency use listing. Other countries do what they call the emergency use authorization, authorize you to use it, and the company giving it to you will ask us for indemnity and say, because this vaccine is brand new, it was developed so quickly, we have done all the tests that says it works, but we do not have the guarantee. So therefore, give us an indemnity. Indemnity means that you take it at your own risk. If anything happens, don't hold me responsible, because we don't know everything we need to know about this vaccine. We believe it works very well, but we cannot be held very responsible. That's to say, the user, in which case the country has to indemnify the company and say, well, we are buying it and using it for citizens. If anything happens, we as a country will be responsible. We will not hold you responsible.
Is that the kind of agreement Nigeria had entered into?
That is the kind of agreement all countries have to agree to. All. Otherwise, the company will say, well, sorry, we can't give it to you if you do not agree to hold us if you give us indemnification. All countries have to do that because the vaccines are so new that you cannot give 100% guarantee as you can give for others that are already very well known. Yes. It's just a measure of safety and protection for the producer.
Okay. Do you take supplements?
Yes, I do take supplements. Everybody takes supplements. I've been taking supplements for a long time. One tablet of the general vitamin that I take every day is advisable. I also advise people to eat healthy. Make sure you eat fruits every day, one fruit or the other. Make sure you eat vegetables. So if you are taking vegetables, taking fruits, and taking a vitamin tablet, you're okay. It doesn't have to be a specific type. It can be a general type. Just to cover up, just in case there is any kind of deficit, your body will extract it. If your body didn't have enough of that, you will not take it.
Yeah, also some experts have said that we actually don't get the nutrients, the adequate nutrients we require from the food we eat alone.
Yes, if we have a balanced diet, the likelihood is that we'll get most of the nutrients we need from the food. But sometimes, just to be sure, and the vitamins are not expensive, you pop in one in case there's anyone that's short, the body can absorb it. Otherwise, it will not. So it doesn't harm at all. It doesn't do any harm. You don't suffer from too much vitamins, but at the same time, you also will able to take care of any shortage a shortage of any ingredient you didn't know about.
Right.
So, but it's not with attention to COVID-19. It's something that I've been doing since many years.
Now you know. This is where we end this week's episode of Health Options. You can go to our YouTube channel to watch the upload of these and past episodes of the program. Email us for your comments and contributions at healthoptions@nta.gov.ng. My name is Rabi Abdullah. Take responsibility for yourself and the safety of others. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again.
NTA, you can't beat the rich. Nigeria, our great nation with vast and rich land. Our people are strong and united. Our founding fathers, Sir Ahmadu Bello, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and a host of others bequeathed us a united, peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. Let us honor them by living in peace with one another. Let us eschew violence, ethnic profiling, and religious bigotry. We must avoid hate speech and other forms of derogatory words against our fellow Nigerians. Let our differences in tribes, cultures, religions, or politics be the ingredients that make our unity palatable. Let us all join hands to fight our common enemies of insecurity, poverty, and unemployment. Nigeria is big enough for us all. Let's unite to make our country a great place for us all. This message is from Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation in collaboration with Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
Kwatarunkwashi is an ancient town located on the eastern part of Bungudu local government area, about 12 kilometers from Gusau, the capital city of Zamfara State, Nigeria. The town is known as the town of rocks, walls and eagles. It is home to the famous Kwatarnkwashi Rock, which is about 350 meters above sea level and has a massive landmass of about 1 square mile. Kwatarnkwashi Rock is a magnificent granitic rock formation with surrounding beautiful scenery that offers a natural ambience for relaxation and adventures. It is one of the most exotic rock formations in Nigeria with breathtaking shape and size. Historically, legend has it that some powerful spirits lived in the rock, thereby forcing hunters to settle around the foot of the rock. That was how Kwatarnkwashi town came to be. Settlers in the past used the rock for worship and performance of a ceremony called Dauka Maike, known as catching of the eagles, which used to live in the caves, and catching them was the main feature of Dauka Maike. A major feature of this magnificent formation are the caves where the locals used to hide during difficult battles. The biggest of these caves can hide 1,000 people. Another unique attraction of the rock is a natural spring that never runs dry all year round, providing cool, refreshing water for locals and tourists. The spring has a blend of everything: nature, history, and magic. If you desire an ideal place for excursion, hiking, picnics, sightseeing, and bird watching, visit Kwatarnkwashi Rock for an experience of a lifetime.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe,
Hello, welcome to an update of the news on NTA News 24. A draft national policy on poverty reduction with growth strategy has been approved by the Federal Executive Council. This is in furtherance of efforts by the Buhari presidency at lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, announced these while briefing journalists after the council's meeting.
Government is not aware that there's poverty in the land, but things have been done. And one of it is this national poverty reduction with growth strategy.
The Federal Executive Council has approved the augmentation of contract for the procurement of poultry in favor of states affected by crisis in 2019. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Omar Farouk, announced this also said that the ministry is prepared to respond most appropriately to the humanitarian crisis arising from the renewed attacks by insurgents and other criminal elements in parts of the country.
The procurement of poultry for Borno, Plateau, Yobe and Zamfara states that were affected by conflict in 2019.
The oscillation in the number of COVID-19 infection continues as the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has confirmed 81 new cases of COVID-19 in the country. Lagos State tops the list of new infections with 26, followed by Enugu State with 13. Ogun recorded 8 new cases. Rivers and Kano have 6 new cases each, while Kaduna and Plateau States recorded 5 new cases each. Also, Delta and FCT got 3 new cases apiece, while Edo recorded 2 new cases. With these developments, Nigeria has 164,993 confirmed cases of COVID-19, out of which 155,021 patients were treated and discharged, while 2,063 deaths have been on record. And that's an update of it. Is another one will come up at 1.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Do you know that God has given every individual an innate ability in life? This gift, if discovered and nurtured, can be a gold mine. Many bakers who have tapped into this natural endowment have employed it to create wealth for themselves and the society at large. You're watching Baker's World on NTA. I am Funke Oyeyele. Many thanks for watching. Today on the show, we're exploring a baby shark themed cake decoration. Our guest is a young, talented baker who discovered her culinary skills at a tender age. She'll be sharing her experience with us in our interactive session. It's going to be a total package for your viewing pleasure. Just relax and enjoy the show. Let's set the ball rolling now as our guest baker, Yemisi, and our assistant will take us through the procedure of making an orange chiffon cake. Ooh, I can't wait to see how my favorite fruit will be used to make a delicious cake. I know you can't wait to see this too. So let's get in our baker now. Before we proceed, I would like to maintain good hygiene by washing our hands first.
Great.
Turning this off. The first thing I'll be doing now is to measure our ingredients of which have been done. Then I separated my egg whites from the egg yolk. The egg whites, I will be whisking it now in the mixer using the balloon whisk. Now to my flour, I'll be adding the sugar. Next is the baking powder and salt. That is for the dry ingredients. Now to the liquid ingredients, I have my egg yolk in the bowl. So I'm adding the orange juice and the olive oil. Next thing now is to add our vinegar to the egg white mixture. juice can also do this. When you don't have your vinegar ready, you can have your lemon juice, just a teaspoon. Now, after adding vinegar, we leave it to mix for another 2 to 3 minutes. So while it's still mixing, I will bring together my liquid and dry ingredients. So before that, I'm going to be putting my flavor into the wet ingredients. We pour in our dried ingredients at intervals and mix gently until everything is incorporated. This is my last batch now. Our egg white is now ready. You need to get to this consistency if you want to get the end results of the desired cake. It has to be stiff. When I mean stiff, I mean by the time you lift up this attachment, the egg white should not fall off. Now to our batter, our cake batter. This is how your batter should look like. Now we have our grated zest and mix gently. Now the next thing is to pour in our egg whites in batches, and I'll be pouring this in 3 batches. Now my first batch is going in, and I'm going to be rolling gently. Your egg whites must not mix completely, because that is what is the chiffon about the cake. Now to the second batch of my egg whites. The last batch is going in to the batter. You roll and cut. All this I'm doing is simply just to avoid deflating the egg whites. Now we are done with our mixing. As you can see it, the egg is not well mixed. Here I have 2 lined 8-inch pan. So now our cake batter are ready for the oven.
It's about time to have a chat with our guest baker. That will be after the short break. We'll be right back. I love to work with details. I love to say a story through the cake.
Our guest today is a gifted and resilient sugar craft artist. Oluwayemisi Oweye was born in Jos, Plateau State on September 15th. She had her tertiary education at Federal Polytechnic, Nasarawa State, where she bagged an ordinary national diploma as well as higher national diploma in business administration in 2008 and 2011 respectively. This workaholic cake maker discovered her talent at a very tender age. Yemisi nurtured this innate ability throughout her secondary school days, and during her National Youth Service Corps in 2011, she enrolled for some courses in cake making, decoration, and sugar craft. Oluwayemisi Oweye is a sugar craft enthusiast that led the winning team at Abuja International Cake Exploration Society competition in 2019. She is married and blessed with 2 children. Yemisi Oweye is the CEO of Sire Bakes, etc. Join us as we welcome this amazing and resourceful cake maker, Oluwayemisi Oweye.
You're welcome back. You're still watching Baker's World on NTA. Today I have with me our guest on the show, a woman of substance, a great and talented baker, Oluwayemisi Oweye. Madam, it's so good to have you on Baker's World.
Thank you very much.
I learned that you picked up interest in baking as a young child. At what point did you decide to pursue this? You started to go for trainings and decide that, yes, this is what I'm going to be doing from now.
I would like to say that this baking, it's a calling. I remembered my mommy told me that I was 5 years old, and every Saturday or any holiday, I would always want to go to that cake shop down our streets. And when I got to the secondary school, because of cake, I offered the course Foods and Nutrition. I just want to know more about cake making. But when I had my first daughter, then my husband said, you have to pick one between the white collar job or baking. And I said, no, I'm going to go for my baking. And I'm in it till date.
You've made so many cakes over the years. I know that there must be some moment that you will say, yes, this is my proudest moment. I have done so well.
My proudest moment was when I made a wedding cake for one of the big shots. The cake, I was to make the wedding cake and the desserts at the same time. The wedding cake design was, in fact, it was one design that every baker will want to go and sleep over again. And when I was able to come up with the design, and first of all, people around could interpret, could see that this is the exact design we intend making. Then the client herself was so amazed at the outcome. I told myself, Yemi, I'm proud of you.
Now, what would you say is your favorite cake to make? And of course, what design do you love making the most?
I love children's cake a lot. Probably because I started as a child, or because of the colors, or because of the detailing, but I love to make children's cake.
Why children's cake? What makes children's cake so attractive for you, and how does this affect your creativity?
When you see children's cake, it's full of stories. The colors, the characters must speak about one particular thing. You know, children comes up with a lot of cartoon characters and all that. So me coming down to display my creativity, I really love to do that.
You're making for us a baby shark theme cake. How are you going to incorporate many details, colors, so much color, and interpret the baby shark theme for us today?
We have a lot of things to interpret, to place on the cake in order for the child to be able to see it and say, wow, this is baby shark cake. Like I intend making a 3D fish that is dumping into the water with some water splashing around, then the starfish, then the grass, by those grasses that come, then the shells, then the sea, sand. I think there's a beautiful story around that baby shark cake that we intend to.
Thank you so much. It's really been fun having this conversation with you. So that was our conversation with the CEO of Cereal Bakes, etc. Now, before we get back to the kitchen to decorate our cake, we have Baker's Gist for you.
Simply put, the aspiration to be the best that you can be in everything and at everything that you do. You have to exit your comfort zone. You don't have to remain the Lord of the Man or just being the best. You are the one-eyed man in the land of the blind, and you'll be king. That shouldn't be sufficient for you. You have to move on. You have to expand your territory, expand your horizon. Look to other areas. You are a local champion. Do you want to remain that? Look for, and good enough, the internet has made the world a global village. You can extend you can go on social media, put your products there. People from all over the world can patronize you. From outside your geographical location can patronize you. So you have to exit your comfort zone. You have to be around the best. There's a saying that if you stay around 5 millionaires with time, you'll be the 6th, right? Say, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
This is the network service of the NTA. We now join our outside broadcast crew for a live telecast. Please stay tuned.
Ministry of Information and Strategy, Mr. Olushina Thorpe. A round of applause for him. Thank you, sir. We trust that you bring glad tidings from Mr. Governor. You're most welcome, sir. It's an honor to have you with us today. I'd also like to recognize the Acting Director General of the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, Professor Armstrong Idachaba. A round of applause for him. Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. It's an honor to have you with us today. I'd also like to recognize the presence of the Chairman ITS and DG NTA in the person of Alhaji Yakubu Ibn Muhammad. A round of applause for him. Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. It's an honor to have you with us today. I'd also like to recognize the presence of the Chairman of BON in the person of Hajia Sa Ibrahim. A round of applause for her. Thank you, ma'am. It's an honor to have you with us today. I'd also like to recognize the presence of the representative of the DG of the FRCN, the Director of Finance at FRCN, Mr. Michael Uluwale. A round of applause. Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. We have the Chairman of STB Man with us, Sir Godfrey Ohwambunwa. Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. We also have the Chairman Digiteam Nigeria with us, Engineer Edward Amana. A round of applause for him. Thank you, sir. We have with us the General Manager and CEO of the National Theatre, Professor Sunday Enesi Ododo. A round of applause. Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. We also have in our midst the CEO of Star Times, Mr. Alex Gian. A round of applause for him. The Executive Secretary and CEO of the Nigerian Press Council, Mr. Francis Nwosu. A round of applause for him. We also have the Registrar of APCON, the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, in the person of Dr. Lekon Fadolapo. A round of applause. Representing the Managing Director and Chief Executive of the Nigerian Film Corporation, Mr. Ademiju Taufik Aderuju, we have the Director, Lagos Zonal Office. Round of applause. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. It's an honor to have you with us. We also have the Chairman House Committee on Information, Strategy and Security, representing Badagry Constituency 2, in the person of Honorable Engineer Setonji David. A round of applause. Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. It's an honor to have you with us today. As we have more information, we will, of course, make that public and recognize our guests appropriately. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to make progress, and it's time for us to receive words from the Acting Director General of the NBC, the National Broadcasting Commission. Please make welcome Professor Armstrong Idachaba. A round of applause. Please keep the applause coming until he gets on stage.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me first pay honor and tribute to my own personal minister, the indefatigable, hardworking, strategic achiever, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. You are welcome, sir. Let me also recognize the representative of His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State. My brother, you are welcome. We are glad that you are here. We were with the governor some 2 weeks ago, and he gave us all the necessary impetus for us to come to Lagos. So we're glad you are here. I recognize our ever faithful, very, very hardworking, ebullient legislator, the distinguished senator, Francis Onyebuchi. I know there's another name that they didn't call, but I'll follow the protocol that they gave. Distinguished, you are very welcome. Thank you very much, sir. Our own personal legislator, the chairman of the House Committee on Information, our very dear brother and friend, supporter, the Right Honorable Udebumi. Shago Udebumi, you're welcome, sir. The list of protocol that was issued by the MCs is rather long, but I look through, I can see friends of the industry, great pillars of the industry. DJ NTA, I welcome you. Sonny Ododo, my brother and friend, intellectual professor of the National Theatre, you are welcome. I see members of the Lagos State House of Assembly that came. We are very delighted. We thank you. More importantly, we thank all of you in the industry who have come to support us at this event. So if I didn't mention your name, it's not a deliberate slight. As we say in Nigeria, we stand on all existing protocol without necessarily breaking the protocol. So it is indeed an honor for me to welcome you all on behalf of the broadcast industry in Nigeria to this historic event of the launch of the digital switch on of free open digital terrestrial television broadcasting in Nigeria. When we began this journey of the implementation of the first pilot role in JOS in 2016, even then, and I remember at the strategic meeting with the Honorable Minister, we consciously decided that Lagos, being perhaps the biggest city in Nigeria and hosting the largest demography of Nigerians in a particular city, can only be switched on after experimentations from other smaller, albeit not less important cities in this country. After almost 3 years of lull, I thank God that we have taken the bold task of commencing phase 2 of the digital rollout with the switch on of Lagos today. The digital terrestrial TV project by the Nigerian government is one that is homegrown. It's unique in its philosophical underpinning, which has the development of our indigenous culture and tradition and the empowerment of the mass of Nigerians as a core value proposition. Our home manufactured set-top boxes, the decoders we are using, is a melting point and a point of convergence of our collective heritage. To arrive at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I must acknowledge the constant policy direction and support of this administration, especially that the transition from analog to digital broadcasting only commenced earnestly in this country in 2016. That is shortly after the advent of this administration. Before then, I know, and I must state to you, it was much steam without motion. I therefore thank the President for his unwavering commitment to bring information and access to information to the mass of Nigerians. I also want to most sincerely thank the Honorable Minister for his drive and energy to deliver this proposition for the good of Nigerians. I recall that even in 2016, he took his intervention and dogged commitment to drive this process forward before we attained the pilot rollout in JOS. And today in Lagos, he has again proven that that same commitment and capacity for leadership with the switch on of the DTC signal in Lagos today. In all of this, I must also acknowledge the support of the National Assembly. At all the intervals, they have engaged us, they have questioned, they have indicated interest, they have supported, and they keep supporting the process. I therefore am very grateful that the National Assembly, as I said earlier, is also here to give it the necessary legislative backing, which they are still even doing statutorily to this process. Now, it must be stated that the digitization of broadcasting brings a whole gamut of opportunities for Nigerians. It is perhaps, without doubt, the fastest and safest way to leapfrog those at the lower rung of the digital divide. With this rollout in Lagos, a projected 5 million Nigerians are instantly going to access digital television services, not only for broadcasting, but with converged opportunities for telecom and other ancillary services. Jobs will be created for creatives and engineers and technicians. Small-scale business opportunities are going to be stimulated around this proposition, like sale of boxes, installations, content production, and the like. I thank our various stakeholders, especially the Lagos-based broadcasters who have given robust publicity and support towards creating the DSO awareness. in the last few weeks, and even yesterday, I had undertaken several media campaigns around the city of Lagos, engaging broadcast stations. In fact, yesterday, I had to visit a record 9 to 10 broadcast stations. Right? And in all the places I went, I was warmly received by the broadcasters. For me, perhaps, the greatest win of this Lagos launch is that broadcasts themselves are owning the process. They are excited, and they can see the success of the digital switchover as theirs. Now, the digital switch on we're activating here in Lagos today means that from today, with just a set-top box, a little decoder, Lagosians can now enjoy over 30 digital television services free of subscription. Since the commencement of the digital switchover implementation in 2016, we have also licensed at the NBC over 140 digital terrestrial television channels, cutting across national, regional, local channels. We expect, therefore, that Lagos will quickly scale up to some 60 or more channels within the next few weeks. I am also sure that the Lagos State government will also open or explore the information outlet on the set-top box to reach its mass citizens. As we can see in areas where we are, organizations like the Nigeria Police, the National Center for Disease Control, State House of Assemblies, and Ministries of Education are already on the platform, using the platform information page to send across information to its beaming followers. It is my sincere honor again to welcome you to this event. May I also use this opportunity to remind us that 6 months from today, analog broadcasting in Lagos will be switched off. I therefore urge all Lagosians to acquire the set-top boxes which are available and produced in-country by Nigerians. And I must appeal to our set-top box manufacturers to make the cost as affordable as it should be. I also use this opportunity to appeal to well-meaning Nigerians, state and local governments to also support the delivery of these boxes to indigent Nigerians. I congratulate His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State for the very visible, exemplary, and infallible leadership which he is providing for the good people of Lagos and indeed Nigerians. I thank the state government for all this help and support towards the actualization of this launch. I congratulate the good people of Lagos and welcome you to your new world of DTT-free TV. Finally, again, I must commend all broadcasters once more, especially those of you who are here and are not here, who have given adequate, valuable time and attention to this rollout. Finally, I give thanks to God Almighty, and to Him be all the honor and glory. Thank you so very much.
He is strong man at the helm of the NBC, Professor Armstrong Idachaba. Another round of applause for him, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, sir. It's about switchover. Some people have called it a switch to excellence. Some others have said it's a switch good for democracy, because when it's free TV, then you're free from subscriptions, and it's something that most people would love. But you need to have the updates on what's happened, what's happening, and what will happen. The man to give the update is next, Chairman Digiteam Nigeria. Please welcome Engineer Edward Amana as he speaks to us on Nigeria's digital switchover update. A round of applause will be appropriate. Thank you.
This podium is not short people friendly. The Honorable Minister, please permit me to stand on existing protocol. The journey that has brought us here today. And for us in Black Africa, started 17 years ago. In 2004, a regional radio conference for Region 1 of the International Telecommunications Union, ITU, was held in Geneva. This conference set out the technical parameters for the basis for a regional agreement for digital terrestrial broadcasting in ITU Region 1. 2 years later, in 2006, a second regional radio conference was held in Geneva. This conference carried out the planning exercise and drew the digital plan for the ITU Region 1. These plans were based on specified digital standards. These plans were based on specified digital standards for sound and television broadcasting, and it covers specific frequency bands, the upper VHF bands, and all of the UHF bands. The conference also resulted in the signing of an agreement by the member states of ITU in Region 1. One of the key elements of this agreement is that all analog television transmitters operating in the UHF band must be switched off by June 17th of 2015. This is the agreement we refer to in the broadcast and telecommunications industry as the Geneva 2006 or GE06 agreement. Nigeria was a signatory to this agreement. After the World Radio Conference of 2007, the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, initiated the setting up of a Presidential Advisory Committee, PAC, on the transition from analog to digital terrestrial television broadcasting in Nigeria. This committee submitted its report to the federal government on 20th of June 2009 with a very well-defined roadmap that would have seen Nigeria completing the digital switchover by 17th of June 2012. Unfortunately, because of political problems, government could not address the recommendations of PAC until late 2012. It was only on 20th of December 2012 that DigiTeam Nigeria, the Presidential Implementation Committee to midwife the transition, was inaugurated. The committee was inaugurated with no takeoff grant, and there was no budgetary allocation in the 2013 federal budget for the transition. Policies of government. The white paper on the transition specified some policy decisions of government on the transition. One was separation of functions for the broadcaster. In the analog arena, any TV station has to own its own station, its own studio, as well as its transmitters and all the ancillary facilities. But in the digital era, broadcasters will be responsible only for the content of their broadcasts. Signal distributors will be responsible for the transmission of the broadcast content to viewers at home. A maximum of 3 signal distributors are to be licensed, and one of which must evolve from the transmission facilities of the Nigerian Television Authority. Set-top boxes to enable existing analog receivers receive the digital transmission are to be manufactured or assembled locally in Nigeria. Then the video compression and transmission standards were also approved. The new switchover then set by government was 1st of January 2015. Going forward, there were some modifications to the agreement of 2006. Between 2006 and 2012, there were tremendous development in digital signal processing, video compression, as well as a new generation digital transmission formats. Telecommunications industry were mounting a lot of pressure for the release of the upper UHF spectrum to enable them deploy mobile broadband. These pressures resulted in a modification of the GE 06 agreement at the World Radio Conference of 2007 and World Radio Conference of 2012, ceding the 790 to 862 megahertz frequency band in 2007, and then 694 to 790 frequency band in 2012 for co-primary allocation to other services. Because of these, the RRC 06 digital plan had to be reviewed to move all the frequency assignments from 690 above 694 megahertz to within 470 to 694 megahertz, which was a leftover for television broadcasting. To benefit from the economy of scale, we developed a common ECOWAS standard for transmission, digital receivers, and set-top boxes for the whole of the ECOWAS sub-region. And in line with the policy decision of government, 2 signal distributors, Integrated Television Services, ITS, from the transmission infrastructure of NTA, and Pinnacle Communications Limited, a private entrepreneur, were licensed and have been rolling out their terrestrial digital television transmission networks. A total of 13 companies were approved for the manufacture of set-top boxes. And to protect the investment of the STB manufacturers in Nigeria, conditional access software had to be introduced in the transmission chain. When you purchase your STB, it has to be activated before you can receive the digital transmission. This way, STBs smuggled into the country will be blocked. 2 companies, InView Nigerian Limited and Remo Nigerian Limited, were licensed to provide these services. An Abuja-based company, the Outsource Company, has been contracted as a call center operator. They are handling the STB activation as well as taking any complaints regarding the problems with any of the STBs at home. To kickstart the actual rollout has already been discussed. We had to do a pilot study with the city of Jos as a pilot city and Plateau State as a pilot state. The digital switch on in Jos was successfully launched by the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, on 30th of April 2016 on the platform of the ITS. At the Jos pilot, 15 channels of programming were on offer, with an information channel as a 16th channel. After the pilot launch in Jos, we commenced the actual rollout of terrestrial digital television in other locations, commencing from Abuja on the platform of Pinnacle Communications Limited on the 22nd of December 2016. Abuja rollout offered viewers over 30 channels of programming and an information channel. Subsequently, rollout is as follows. Kwara, 20th of December 2017, on the platform of ITS. Kaduna, 22nd December 2017, on the platform of Pinnacle. Enugu, 12th of February 2018, on the platform of ITS. And the state of Oshu, on the 23rd of February 2018, on the platform of ITS. For the persons at home, your gateway to the new digital era is your set-top box. As of today, STB manufacturers have set up their assembly plants in Abuja, Idu Industrial Area, in Calabar, the export-free zone, in Lagos, in Ogun State, and the state of Oshu. Plants have since commenced operation and have been generating a lot of employment for the youth of the country. The set-top boxes you will be seeing here today are either manufactured or assembled in Nigeria. In October of 2018, one of the STB manufacturers, Gospel Technologies, made history by commissioning a surface mount technology in his factory in Calabar. This effectively moves us from the era of assembly to actual manufacturing of set-top boxes and other electronic devices. Now, the last rollout before today was on 23rd of February 2018 in the state of Osun, almost 4 years ago. One might ask, why the lull of almost 4 years? Well, 2019 was an election year for the presidency, and 2018, the major campaign year. You can interpret the rest for yourselves. Lagos is the home of media and the center of business in Nigeria. Rolling digital terrestrial television in Lagos today is bound to impact positively on the lives of Lagosians, especially on the very multi-talented youth of Lagos, to unleash their creativity in producing programs to fill the multiple channels made available on the digital platform. I therefore challenge them to seize this opportunity being presented to enhance the quality of life of the people of this region. Finally, the journey so far has been rough and tough, but with God on our side, we will conclude the journey. I thank you very much.
Lagos is the home of media and the center of business in Nigeria. The words of the chairman, DigiTeam Nigeria, Engineer Edward Amana, who just gave us an overview of Nigeria's digital switchover with respect to the general updates. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a round of applause. And without a doubt, once there is strong political will from the government, backed by sound policy decisions and supported with financial might, the sky is indeed the starting point. It might also interest you to know that the federal government has already committed the sum of 9.4 billion naira to this cause. And yes, you can be sure that with the setting up of the ministerial task force, there will be a timely delivery of this project. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Engineer Edward Amana, Chairman DigiTeam Nigeria. Thank you, sir. Thank you for those words. All right, very quickly, it's time for us to take goodwill messages. So at this point, would like to move straight as I invite my co-MC to continue this ride.
Very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the goodwill messages, if you take a look at your program, we have them in 3 phases. The first phase has 5 minutes, and the first person to give the goodwill message is my boss, DG NTA. Now in NTA, 1 minute is a lot of money, I'm sure you all know. So as MC, I'll give the DG a little more than 1 minute so I can get it back when I go back to the office. Please welcome the Director General, NTA, Chairman ITS, Alhaji Yakubu Ibn Muhammad.
Well, since my time is very limited, I would like to borrow a leaf from the last speaker, the Chairman DGT, Engineer Edward Amana, and beg to stand on existing protocols. I would like to dedicate this, my short goodwill message, to the memory of our friend, colleague, and a major stakeholder in the DSO project. I'm talking about Loke Omolua, the late chairman of Pinnacle. Loke Omolua, you recall, departed this world about a year, 2 months, and 11 days ago, precisely on the 18th of February 2020. May his soul rest blissfully. Stakeholders in the DSO project will recall how Loke Omolua did the near impossible when, after the launch of the DSO pilot in Jos, he turned a virgin and inaccessible parcel of land in Abuja in record time into a broadcasting edifice that enabled the DSO launch in Abuja to be the success that it was. For the living, I would like to single out the sterling leadership qualities and tenacity of the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, who has been a recurrent decimal in the DSO project from 2016 to date. His sterling leadership qualities and tenacity saw to the successful launches in Enugu, Ilorin, Kaduna, and Oshogbo. And again, it is to his eternal credit that what we are witnessing here today in Lagos is as a result of his commitment and focus. Again, I would like to express our profound gratitude to His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, who has shown tremendous support to make today possible. I'm not surprised because focus on commitment have always identified the governor in everything he does since he assumed office as the Governor of Lagos State. To other stakeholders in the DSO project, the NBC, the DG team, Pinnacle, ITS, content providers, and other stakeholders, I would like to say well done, but let us remember that we are not yet there. We have, however, shown the capacity. We have, however, shown that we have the capacity to go all the way. And going all the way requires synergy, commitment, and most importantly, working together. I'm sure we've done it in the past and we can do it again. And if we continue in this spirit, we can be sure that very soon we'll get to the promised land. That is the total consummation of the DSO project in Nigeria. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you very much for your patience, and I wish us a very successful DSO switchover in Lagos. Thank you very much.
I'll let my co-MC be the judge of how much we're going to send by way of a general invoice to the Chairman ITS and DG NTA, Alhaji Yakubu Ibn Muhammad. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for him. Thank you for that good message. All right, just before we have the next goodwill message, I've been advised that we have in our midst the President of Algon, Barrister Kolade Alabi. A round of applause. Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. We also have the Chairman Udiolowo Ujuoye, Local Government, Algon Executive, Honorable Rasaki Ajala. Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. It's an honor to have you with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second goodwill message for today, we have the Chairman of BORN, Ajia Sir Ibrahim. She will be represented by Agatha Amata. A round of applause as we take words from the Chairman of BORN, as delivered by Agatha Amata. Please keep the applause coming until she gets on stage.
Let me stand on existing protocols so that I do not bungle the names of the order. That seems to be the easiest way to go. First of all, let me say a big congratulations to all of us, especially to our host minister, the Honorable Minister for Information for his doggedness and determination to see this through. For all of us at BON, this is like what we've been waiting for. As you know, 60% of advertising revenue is domiciled in Lagos. And so for those of us, especially our members who have been on just the free TV platform for the past 5 years, it has been a real challenge. And so we want to say thank you for making this possible, because this now gives us an opportunity to be able to recoup revenue. For us, as BON, we are very glad that this is finally happening after all the hiccups. We also want to say and appeal that the set-top boxes should be made available, and made available in large numbers, and also be made affordable for the market that needs it. This is important because once we have the numbers to shore up our demands, advertising will naturally come. Lagos is a big market, and I would like that the set-top box manufacturers please take cognizance of this. Again, would like to thank all of us. Would like to also thank the Lagos State Governor for just approving for this to happen here and giving all his support. It has been a long time coming. So with that, I'll just say thank you, and congratulations again on the DSO switchover in Lagos. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for her. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll move on swiftly to the next one. But let me quickly recognize Alton. That's Association of Licensed Telecoms Operators of Nigeria. The chairman is here with us, Engineer Gbenga Adebayo. Thank you for coming. Please a round of applause for him. Next to speak is Set-Top Boxes Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. The chairman, in the person of a very distinguished gentleman, Sir Godfrey Ohabunwa. Please welcome him to speak for 60 seconds. And if it goes further, I might be taking 60 set-top boxes. A round of applause for him.
The Honorable Minister, the Governor of Lagos State, the distinguished Chairman of the Senate Committee and the House Committee, the Chairman of all Chairmen of local governments, the Honorable Members of the House of Assembly in Lagos, Captains of Industry, Chiefs, and colleagues. For me, I think I'm the most happiest person here today for two reasons. One, I'm a Nigerian. Two, I'm in this ecosystem. But the most important thing, I must congratulate Nigeria. Nigeria is a country that good things come out from. And at this time of our nation, we can't have a better time than to celebrate. Despite the challenge of the country, good things come from Nigeria. And this box is from Nigeria. Now, we've talked about the DSO, and all those who have spoken very well. And I must not miss the word to congratulate the federal government, and especially our own minister, who has, beyond all criticism, beyond all hurdles, has seen that this DSO is back. Minister, we are very grateful. Now, to come to what is the benefit of the box, because at the end of the day, people ask, what is the benefit of DSO? The DGMBC have given a very elaborate description. The DG team have said quite a lot, and I believe they've said many. I'll just say, what does this thing benefit the common man? As set-top box manufacturer, 13 licensed, we have capacity to produce over 20 million of these boxes when we're at full capacity. But to take it simple is this box you see here, which I'll bring out, enables you to do many things. And people ask questions. Why is this box different from all the other TV boxes? The difference is that every other TV box you've had, you pay money for them. This one is a box which the federal government has in its wisdom made available that the common man will be able to enjoy the same experience of a pay TV That's the summary of it. So normally today we have 3, 4, 5 channels, maximum 10. The rest people pay money to receive more. But after this today, if you acquire a box, if you're Mokoko, you're in Sulere, you're at Badagry, wherever in Lagos, you'll be able to receive between 30, 60, at the end, close to 200 channels without paying any money. Now this box, you will ask several questions. What does the box, what else can this box do? The box will enable you receive all the free-to-air channels and more, including sports, entertainment, music, and other family programs. This box comes digi-ready. This box will also allow you to receive internet at the end of it. You can use this box also for poor homes to tip in broadband. This box allows you to do push forward, allows you to pay as you go, be able to watch several other things. But I would like to answer a few questions quickly because those are what people ask. If you buy this box, what do? This box is self-installed. So as you buy the box, you open the box, you put, there's antenna, you fix your antenna, or you buy it. There are 2 types of antenna. Either you put the rapid antenna, or if your house is far away, you buy the normal old antenna we use outside and just fix by your box, and voila, your TV will start. All you need to do at the end of every year is to pay activation, and the box will continue to run. Now, people ask, where do you get the box? The box is available everywhere in Lagos. It's in the shops. It's in the market. It's also available in the most electronic supermarkets in Abuja, in Lagos here. In these premises, all over these places, the members of the STB man are here to answer your questions. If you need the box, please do. One of our requests as STB man is to the local governments of Nigeria. As you are aware, the box, just as they said, will be required for some indigent people. It is the protocol worldwide. Everywhere in the world, government agencies provide for the poor people during this period. So enjoin them to be able to take advantage of the box that are produced locally, to be able to acquire some for their local government. And I thank you. God bless you.
So that is how the MCs of this event just acquired 60 STBs, just like that. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in Lagos, no matter your location in Lagos State, free TV is your lot starting today. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the chairman STB manufacturers, Sir Godfrey Ohwabunwa. A round of applause for him. Thank you, sir. Thank you for those words. All right, very quickly, we have goodwill messages from our middleware managers. And to speak first, I have the singular honor of inviting to the stage the chairman in view, Mr. Toyin Subaru. A round of applause for him as he takes the stage. Chairman in view, Mr. Toyin Subaru.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister, and all our esteemed guests, especially those from our National Assembly, and also representing the governor of my state, the governor of Lagos State. I would also stand on all the existing protocols. Very quickly, we want to say, finally, we're in Lagos, and free TV is in Lagos. And I just want to, in this very short message, the brand is free TV. And the idea is bottoms up. You know, it's not from the top to bottom. And that's a very, very important, very important brand name when we think about this government and where we are today. And that is closing the disparity between the rich and the poor. This is the democratization of television and entertainment. And that is where free TV is coming to play, and that is why the force, and I want to thank the Honorable Minister for continuing to make sure that this project continues and is completed. It is a box of opportunities, and it is going to make it very, very possible. We as middleware providers, Renmo and ourselves, our job is to not just let it be that we are, because ITU commanded us, we just switch off from analog and then it just says now digital.
but to turn it into an experience for every Nigerian to be able to, get into that next world and prepare them for what is going to happen when the whole world is on broadband, television, or OTT. So what we've done here is the entry level into the digital world with it. And we as middleware providers have done what we call it's a Lego box. You add to it. We have made sure with this initial box, all you need to do is just add gradually to it, and you'll be able to get every single kind of television or experience that the rich people may be getting. So this is what free TV is all about. And as the representative of Bond, my sister Agatha said, 60 to 70% of advertising revenue is in Lagos. The average for now is about $350 million a year, right? So that is coming into Lagos. It's been on an analog. It's not been measured properly. It's not been able to go into the hands of the broadcasters and the producers of content. This is what audience measurement will do. And now we can measure it with free TV. We can measure it with these boxes. We can measure it digitally. And that means there's going to be increased spend on advertising onto the boxes. And you would then see the ripple effect of increased productivity and increased employment by production companies, our TV companies, our shows. With this already, in Abuja, there's NTA Parliament, there's NTA Sports, there's National NTA. A lot of the channels are even extending what they have into other genres. Lagos, 30 to 60 channels plus. We're seeing children's programming. We're seeing programming, local content, local language channels that will be becoming very, very quickly the #1 channels in Lagos. You're going to see content that talks about education, children's programming, sports, whatever it is, gaming. All kinds of television are going to be available free of charge on this box. And so I want to congratulate the government. I want to thank the government and the National Broadcasting Commission and all the other colleagues of the different companies that have worked very hard to get this to happen. And I want to say congratulations to Lagos. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Another round of applause for him. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll go virtual now for the chairman of RENMA, Mr. Zahid Miriza. Speaks to us for a minute, 20 seconds. Mr. Zahid.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency the Minister, and Your Excellency the State Governor of Lagos, Honorable DG, and other dignitaries. I'm Zahid Mirza, Group Chairman of Technology Business globally. It is very sad that we could not be physically present at such an important occasion, but I share with you that our team and myself, we were personally present in Nigeria for the past 6 weeks, making background preparation for Lagos launch that we completed last week. I had to return back to the office for personal reasons and could not travel back due to strict flight restriction between where I am and Nigeria. However, with the timely help of our potential partners, we like to share the news that our first model of STB has been successfully tested, and the feedback we received is extremely encouraging. Our aim was to simplify the design in order to make knowledge transfer relatively easier for LMs and the engineering community in Nigeria that we regard as one of our key value add to the DSO project. I would now pass the mic to Zareen Sultan, who is the CEO of Renmo Technology Nigeria and who has been involved in this project from its conception to the reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for him. Now we go to goodwill messages from the Nigerian people, and the representatives of the Nigerian people are here. Let's welcome for goodwill message the Chairman, House Committee on Information and National Orientation, a very distinguished honorable gentleman representing Ogoluwa Surulere Federal Constituency. Please welcome Honorable Dokun Segun Odebomi, sir.
I want to appreciate everybody who has spoken here. And I want to advise that we should please keep the rules of the COVID-19. Some weeks ago, some people were still buried for the effect of the COVID-19 in our environment. I want to adopt all the protocols, but however, I must appreciate the government of the Federation. Why? Because of the challenges facing the country, upon all, the federal government is able to support this DSO with huge amount of money. On behalf of the Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, who happened to be your son in Lagos, and the entire National Assembly, let me first of all commend the government of the President Muhammadu Buhari for keeping the faith with the international resolution on digitization of the broadcast industry. This has been done through various interventions, including financial subventions at all times. Meanwhile, in the government of the people, being run by the people and for the people, constitutions and the law that doesn't contravene the provisions of constitutions are the guiding documents for guiding our actions and inactions. To this end, at the National Assembly level, we are aware that this project DSO, as it is currently, still required adequate legislation to allow for it in our law through the relevant government agency. It is upon this consideration that amendments are being proposed to the National Broadcasting Commission Act to enable its power and functions to capture this new development in the broadcasting industries. Hence, it is our belief that with the kind of legislature's effort and utmost sincerity of purpose in service delivery, the Nigerian and to Nigerians, the project DSO will be a success to the extent Nigerians and Nigeria will enjoy the benefit attributed to its institutionalization. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, that was the distinguished member of the Federal House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, representing Ogoluwa Surulere constituency, Honorable Dokun Odebumi. Thank you, sir. Thank you for those words, and thank you for the work you do. Ladies and gentlemen, you can do much better than that. A legislative round of applause for him. Thank you, sir. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have a goodwill message from the chairman of the Senate Committee on Information and National Orientation. The vice chairman himself is here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, representing Imo East Senatorial District. A round of applause for Senator Francis Onyewuchi. Round of applause for him. So takes the stage, vice chairman, Senate Committee on Information, National Orientation, Ethics, and Values. Distinguished Senator, sir, you have the floor.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, ably represented, my brother, the Chairman, House Committee on Information and National Orientation,
the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the DG MBC, all the honorable members here present. Let me use Honorable Mohammed as a point of contact for the State Assembly members present today. I bring warm felicitations from the President of the Nigerian Senate, His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Ahmed Lawan, the Chairman and members of the Senate Committee on Information and National Orientation, on this occasion of the launch of the Digital Switchover Project in Lagos State. Over the last 5 years, Nigerians have been enjoying quality digital broadcasting signals on the terrestrial television platform in 5 cities, including the Federal Capital Territory. This follows the switch on of digital television signals in the pilot city, Jos, Plateau State. Today, the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, has again reached another milestone as we are here to witness the switch on of Lagos State. The Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is happy to be associated with the NBC because of its role in regulating the broadcast industry, which indeed has brought sanity. We applaud your initiatives of energizing and elevating the broadcast consciousness of Nigerians by making digital broadcasting signals on the terrestrial television platform available and also affordable. Because if it's available and it is not affordable, then you're not in good business. But I want to say you're in good business because it is available and it is affordable. Congratulations to you, NBC. We encourage you to continue to sustain this momentum as you switch on Lagos today. The National Assembly is working assiduously to pass the NBC Reform Act so as to properly situate and empower the NBC to effectively carry out its responsibility to the broadcast industry. We will strive to support the Commission with legislations that will make NBC and the broadcast environment in Nigeria one of the best in the world. Once more, I wish NBC and all stakeholders a wonderful digital broadcasting experience. To God be the glory.
As long as it is affordable and available, that is, interestingly, the best way to go. And yes, we have good legislation coming from the National Assembly to ensure that the broadcasting environment is at its best. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Vice Chairman of the Senate Committee on Information, National Orientation, Ethics, and Values. Distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Francis Onyeuchi. Thank you very much, sir. Please, another round of applause for him. All right, just before we have the cultural display, I understand that we have the chairman of Algon who is speaking to us. But since we have the cultural display ready, we'll have that just right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria is blessed with a rich cultural heritage, no doubt. And in terms of music, dance, and performing arts, we are global. Right now, we have a cultural display by the Eyele Performing Arts Group. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Eyele Performing Arts Group.
A round of applause for them, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Culture at its peak on display. Ayo. Naso.
A rich cultural display by the Eyele Performing Arts Group. A glowing testament to the diversity of Nigeria's cultural heritage.
That's right. Another round of applause for them. Thank you. A round of applause, please, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. So to me, I hear Eyo Boyibo, only Yoruba nìkan náà gbọ́, àbí? And it's like once you read Corona tẹ́lẹ̀, because wọ́n ti ń bomú, ó ti pẹ́, kò ṣèdí náà bẹ̀rẹ̀. So the owners, it's been there all the while. Please, another round of applause for them, would you? Some quick introductions before we move on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, is represented today by the member of the Lagos State House of Assembly representing Badagry Constituency 2, Honorable Engineer Setonji David. Thank you very much, sir. It's an honor to have you with us. We trust that you bring glad tidings from the Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. And we also have Barrister Kolade Alabi, Algon President, here with us. Please, a distinguished round of applause for him. The Algon President, thank you so much. We really appreciate you for being here. And you'll be joining for the unveiling very shortly. We also have the Managing Director, News Agency of Nigeria, Mr. Buki Ponle. He's also here with us. Thank you, Ponle. Thank you very much, sir, for being here. We appreciate you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we move on swiftly to the next part of the event. It's at this point we welcome the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture for his address. Please welcome, very, very distinguishedly, Honorable Minister Alhaji Lai Mohammed. A round of applause is indeed appropriate. Honorable Minister, sir.
I cannot afford to stand on the existing protocol because even in witchcraft, there's hierarchy. So I must first recognize the governor of Lagos State, who is here represented by the permanent secretary, Minister of Information and Strategy, Mr. Olushina Thops. And of course, Maoga Parakwata, the Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Information and National Orientation, Senator Ezinwa Onyebuchi, and my own brother, the Chairman of House Committee on Information and National Orientation, Honorable Olusegun Odebumi, who incidentally has been with us at every rollout since we started this journey. Right Honorable, we can't thank you enough for your support. Of course, I must recognize the DGs and CEOs of virtually all the parastatals under the Ministry of Information and Culture who are here today. I will just single out a few. I will single out the acting DG of NBC. I will single out the Chief Registrar of AFCON. I will single out the DG NTA, the
GMCU of National Theatre. And of course, there's the MD of News Agents of Nigeria who's here. If I've missed anybody out, please forgive me. Without you being here today and the work many of you did overnight, this outing wouldn't have been the success it is today. Of course, I must not fail to recognize members of the Digital Switchboard Committee led by Engineer Amana and the members of the Ministerial Task Force on the rollout, the various stakeholders, some of who have been here, the setup of manufacturers, the software people, the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, and then the representatives of the speaker who is here. Thank you very much. Of course, for domestic peace, I must recognize my son who is here also, Odajime Mohammed. The chairman of Algon, I thank you very much because I dragged you out of Abuja today. I appreciate it very much. And of course, my brother, the chairman of Alton, who is here, thank you very much. Please, I know I've missed a few people. There's Mrs. Andu and a few people that I've missed. Please forgive me if I've missed you. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to this epoch-making event, which is the Digital Switchover, DSO of Lagos State. Please don't be confused by the technical jargons of Engineer Amana and Professor Idachaba. Look, DSO is very simple. All it means is that we are going from analog to digital. And we are going to have more channels and we're going to have better fidelity in both sound and vision. Please permit me to thank His Excellency Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the entire government and people of Lagos State for their cooperation and support, which have made today's event a reality. May I also commend all the stakeholders who are working around the clock to ensure the success of the transition from analog to digital television across the country. They include the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, the DigiTeam, the broadcast signal distributors, the set-top box manufacturers, the middleware providers, InView and Remo, Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, BON, creative content producers, and all members of the Ministerial Task Force on DSO, which I personally chair. The two signal distributors, Integrated Television Services, ITS, and Pinnacle have been working assiduously to enable the completion of this project across the country. In particular, I want to congratulate ITS for making the digital switchover of Lagos State possible. Today's event marks the beginning of the second phase of the DS rollout. It is coming a day before the 5th anniversary of the launch of the pilot program of the DSO in Jos Plateau State on 30th April 2016. After the pilot, the digital television train arrived in the Federal Capital Territory on December 22, 2016, in Kwara State on December 2017, in Kaduna State on December 22, 2017, Enugu State on February 12, 2018, and Osun State on February 23, 2018. Though it took the digital television train over 3 years to arrive in Lagos State from its last stop in Osun State, The train is now ready to move faster. The DSO train has now changed from narrow gauge to standard gauge, meaning it will move faster to cover 13 states across the country this year alone, in the second phase of the DSO rollout, which begins today. From Lagos, the DSO train heads to Kano State on June 3rd, to Rivers on June 8th, to Yobe on July 15th, to Gombe on August 12th, to Imo on August 24th, to Akwa Ibom on August 31st, to Oyo on September 9th, to Jigawa on September 23rd, to Ebonyi on October 17th, to Katsina on October 21st, to Anambra on November 4th, and Delta on November 18th. This may look like a daunting task. Indeed, it is. But the fact that we are here in Lagos today is a testimony to our resilience and determination to ensure the success of the transition from analog to digital television across the country. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we acknowledge the power and the extensive reach of modern broadcasting, which makes it a veritable tool for national development. The democratization of digital television in Nigeria, which is what DSO is about, fits into the vision of President Muhammadu Buhari for a digital economy in the country. Mr. President's vision is that of a national technological development driven by Nigeria's very vibrant and creative young people who are among the most dynamic in Africa and indeed the world. The situation of Lagos is unique and epochal because it marks the first time that the DSO project will be beaming 60 choice channels to television households. This is not by accident. Lagos is Nigeria's creative hub. Hence, it is important to harness the creative talents that are bound in the state through this project. Also, the DSO provides us with a great platform to key into the Lagos Smart City project, which seeks to use technology to enhance service delivery in all spheres of life. The DSO is not just about high fidelity sound and picture. It is about creating jobs, especially for our teeming youth, stimulating local content, and empowering channel owners. While the DSO television platform, branded as Free TV, offers its viewers about 60 digital channels, including sports, music, movies, and news. It also provides value-added services such as enforcement and collection of TV licenses. And this is where I think the Algon should be very interested. The set-top box will allow you to monitor and enforce payment of radio and television licenses. I'm sure you will see us later on how that will be done. The services will also include premium pay TV channels, push video on demand, information services, audience measurement, among others. The project will therefore enhance the Lagos Smart City project while revolutionizing television viewing for the more than 5 million TV households in the state. In addition, a large number of the million jobs to be created by the DSO project the next 3 years will come from Lagos State. Since Free TV helps to provide value-added services, the 20 local government areas and 37 LCDAs in Lagos State will be supported in the collection of television and radio licenses from residents. With free TV's push system for information services, the free TV platform can be used to broadcast information on Lagos State activities to all viewers. It will also help advertisers in Lagos to target which programs and channels are being watched by the audience, while Lagosians can also cash in on the push video on demand capability of the free TV platform to access premium blockbuster Nollywood movies from the comfort of their homes. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, free TV will be propelled largely by advertising revenue. Again, Lagos State stands out in this regard, with 70% of the nation's advertisement revenue and over 5 million TV households. In addition to being the country's creative hub, there's no doubt that Lagos is one of the engines of the DSO project. As we switch on digital television in Lagos State today, we have over 1 million set-top boxes ready. The good news is that the set-top boxes are locally manufactured. Hence, more boxes and getting set to be released by the factories located across the country. In accordance with the set timeline, we are optimistic that by December 7th, 2022, we will complete the switchover of analog broadcasting on terrestrial television platform in Nigeria. That presents a huge logistic and financial challenge, especially against the background of the current economic climate in the country. But we are determined to succeed. With the DSO train now on cruise control, we are turning our focus on the crux of the matter, which is content production that will help to bolster our economy. In the new digital ecosystem, 70% of content on 24-hour television will be local. These will contain an assembly of TV shows, sitcoms, documentaries, music videos, drama series, talent and reality shows, sports, etc. The challenge before us is to ensure that this becomes a profitable industry for our creative talent, entrepreneurs, advertising agencies, TV channels, and digital distributors. Let me conclude by saying that at the end of the day, the ordinary Nigerian must reap the benefit of the digital television without having to break the bank. This is what we have set out to achieve. Once a TV household acquires the set-top box and pays the once-a-year access fee, which is a token, I'm told it's just 1,500, it's free viewing all the way. Our free TV brand is not a fluke. There is no monthly subscription payment, and this enables millions of Nigerians who cannot afford to pay the rising subscription fees being charged by the pay TV platforms to enjoy the benefit of digital television. On this note, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to once again welcome you to this event and also thank you for your very kind attention.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as Lagos goes digital today, they're already all set for display and distribution. 1 million set-top boxes. That was the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. Thank you, sir. Another round of applause for him. Thank you for that address. Interestingly, with the current trend, this DSO rollout in 31 states is on course to deliver lower broadcasting costs, increased frequencies, and improved viewing quality for consumers. This is indeed a major milestone. Allow me to beg your indulgence. Please give the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture a ministerial round of applause. Thank you, Honorable Minister. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take words from Mr. Governor, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. He's represented today by none other than the Permanent Secretary, Lagos State Ministry of Information and Strategy, Mr. Olushina Thorpe. A round of applause for him as he takes the stage.
The Honorable Minister of Information and Culture and our chief host at this event, our respected elder, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the Vice Chairman of the Senate Committee on Information and National Orientation, Senator Francis Onyewuchi. In the same vein, the Chairman of the House Committee on Information and National Orientation, Honorable Debomi, the Acting Director General of NBC, Professor Armstrong, the DG and Chief Executives of Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, the representative of the Speaker, Honorable Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, in the person of our own Chairman of the House Committee on Information, Strategy and Security, Honorable David Setonji. I also recognize Honorable Mohammed of the Lagos State House of Assembly, members of the Digital Switchover Committee, especially Engineer Mana, all stakeholders of broadcasting organizations of Nigeria, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press. Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu will have been here this morning, but for the fact that national duties call to Abuja. Incidentally, again, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Strategy in Lagos State, Mr. Agbenga Motosho, will have stepped in, but he also has to attend to a very pressing state assignment. The administration in Lagos State has started all the activities marking the second year in office of Mr. Governor, which includes commissioning of projects, groundbreaking of iconic projects, and also media parley. So that is why I have been called upon to stand in today at this very important program. I will now go ahead to read the remarks of Mr. Governor. It gives me a great pleasure and honor to be a part of this historic event. Today, history is being made as we officially launch the Digital Switchover DSO in Lagos State. It is a critical milestone for the DSO, the creative industry, and indeed the entire country. I am particularly pleased that this event is taking place right now in no other place in Nigeria than at the Center of Excellence. I'm equally pleased that I am part of the history. Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as I said during the recent courtesy visit of the Honorable Minister and the Ministerial Task Force on DSO to Lagos House, let me reiterate the unflinching support of this administration to the full realization of the DSO project. As a government, we are committed to the project for many reasons. First, it will enhance job creation and content development. Second, it will be of immense benefit to the residents. And third, it will empower many of our youths, especially those in the entertainment and tourism industry. Furthermore, it will also provide opportunity for the government to use the content to inform and engage the citizens, as well as bring governance closer to the people. Distinguished guests, it is quite apt as it speaks to reality of what we have today. Universally, technology is now a fundamental and critical deliverable of every innovative government. It presents an opportunity for the citizens to have access to local, national, and international space. Being a forward-looking state, we are in partnership and we see it as bringing the future to our citizens. So we are really in support of this. In the last 2 years, we have been developing our metropolitan fiber optics to provide fiber connectivity as one of the solutions for our citizens to have access to cheaper data. Being the nation's center of excellence, it is our desire that Lagos will continue to set the pace for the nation. Let me, however, urge the Ministerial Task Force on the DSO to make the free TV box and after-sales support easily accessible. I am convinced that making the free TV set-top box a one-off payment with an annual renewal will provide opportunity for millions of Nigerians who cannot afford to pay the subscription fees being charged by the pay TV platforms to enjoy the benefit of digital television. This is the real definition of bridging the digital divide. For our compatriots, better days are certainly here, as the free TV of the DSO will afford Nigerians the opportunity to watch over 60 channels with great content at a cheaper rate and without subscription to pay TV. Besides this, it is equally heartwarming that the set-top box for the DSO will also enable the government to get the data of every household with television. Certainly, this will make the collection of television and radio licenses easier. We are also excited that the DSO is relevant to the Lagos Smart City project and the Lagos Broadband Initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, as I draw to a close, let me restate the commitment of our government to this lofty project. We are in this together and for the right reason. You can count on us. Thank you for your attention. God bless Nigeria. God bless Lagos State. Igbega Ikmileko Ajumosheni. Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you very much. And while the representative of the governor steps forward, and now for the unveiling, we invite to join the governor's representative.
Distinguished Senator Francis Oyewuche. Distinguished Senator Francis Oyewuche.
Distinguished Senator Francis Oyewuche steps forward to join the governor's representative.
Honorable Dokun Odebumi.
Honorable Odebumi steps forward to join for this important event.
Alhaji Lai Mohammed, Honorable Minister of Information and Culture.
Honorable Minister of Information and Culture.
Honorable Engineer Setonji David.
Honorable Engineer Setonji David joins.
Algon Chair. Barrister Kolade Alabi.
Barrister Kolade Alabi joins.
DG NBC, Acting DG NBC. Professor Armstrong Idachaba.
The strongman of NBC joins.
And DG NTA.
Mr. Yakubu Ibn Muhammad joins. Alhaji Yakubu Ibn Muhammad. Now we get ready as we ask that they please step forward. Please step forward, sir.
Gentlemen.
Gentlemen, please step
side
forward.
Of the stage, please.
And now for the countdown. We all do this together. Let's switch Lagos together. Are you ready? Are you ready for the countdown?
Ladies and gentlemen, as Lagos goes digital on the 29th of April 2021, are you ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's done.
Lagos goes digital, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests.
A round of applause, would you? A round of applause. There we go.
Digital switch over, live in Lagos, the commercial nerve center of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
It can be bigger than this.
Free TV,
That's
live
right.
in your homes. No matter your location in Lagos State, free TVs
Now in your homes. That's right. Another round of applause.
This is Africa.
This is Lagos, Nigeria. Free TV unveiled and good to go. Thank you very much.
Digital switch over, live in Lagos, the commercial nerve center of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Lagos goes digital.
And now the screens come up. There you have it. Your free TV coming up shortly. While the free TV comes up, well, you know, when it's digital, it's got to go the digital way. You would see very shortly clean signals, free TV. There you go. There it is. There you have it. No more subscription. No more big bills. Watch whatever you want, anytime you want it.
Improved viewing quality, clear, crisp pictures, live in Lagos, as Lagos goes digital.
That's right. And that's happening right here in Nigeria. A big round of applause for ourselves once again. Thank you. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, very shortly, we'll be inviting one of the very distinguished personalities here for vote of thanks. But just before then, a quick announcement. You would have refreshments and souvenirs passed around. Please be seated. And just after the vote of thanks, will please remain seated. Allow the dignitaries make their exit before we all do that. There will also be group photograph right here on stage just after this is done. I'm told the group photograph will be holding outside on the red carpet, and we will announce for the group photograph shortly afterwards. Thank you. There will also be an exhibition inspection going on just after the closing. So you have opportunity to know what to look out for on the free TV. Timmy, it's back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Tokwe. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And most importantly, thank you for your presence and your contributions. It has been the digital switch over as Lagos goes digital. And yes, Lagos is now live. What a very, very interesting development. It is not really my place to say thank you. So on behalf of the organizers, I would like to invite to give the vote of thanks the Chief Registrar of APCON. Please join me to welcome Dr. Lekan Fadolapo. Round of applause for him as he takes the stage for the vote of thanks.
Permit me to stand on existing protocol. On behalf of the Ministerial Task Force on the Digital Switchover Project, I'd like to thank you most sincerely for making time out of your busy schedule to be here today for this historic event. We thank you all for attending, and we hope to see you in Kaduna when next we are switching on Kaduna to the digital network in May. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with this, gladly we can say to me, Lagos is live.
Yes, Lagos is already digital. And right there on the screen, we can see different areas showing us clear, crisp pictures.
Thank you very much. And with that, we thank everyone indeed. On behalf of everything that's happened today, my name is Tokwe Ojeme. Glad to be here. And I worked with...
My name is Temiloluwa Anwobiogbon. It has been an honor to serve as your co-master of ceremonies.
That's right. And together, we do wish the very best for other states as the train moves on. Remember, the minister said it's now moved from locomotive. It's also digital now. The train is moving faster. We now have the exhibition, and the Honorable Minister leads the way for the exhibition. Let's take a look at what to expect for this digital television, free TV, right up for everyone now.
Yes, digital switch over, going live in 31 states across the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The Honorable Minister leads now, and here they go for the exhibition. You will see, if you join the train, what to look out for. Just after the exhibition, we'll have photograph. Refreshment is ongoing, and we'll have photograph, group photograph, just after the exhibition.
Vertical mix, take it away. Thank you.
DJ.
Take it down. We have interviews in the audience. I mean, in the hall, apparently.
Special recognition for directors of the NBC. They've been all around the hall doing their very best. Directors of the NBC, you're all recognized for the great job you've also been doing. Thank you.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Nigeria, our great nation with vast and rich land. Our people are strong and united. Our founding fathers, Sir Ahmadu Bello, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and a host of others bequeathed us a united, peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. Let us honor them by living in peace with one another. Let us eschew violence, ethnic profiling, and religious bigotry. We must avoid hate speech and other forms of derogatory words against our fellow Nigerians. Let our differences in tribes, cultures, religions, or politics be the ingredients that make our unity palatable. Let us all join hands to fight our common enemies of insecurity, poverty and unemployment. Nigeria is big enough for us all. Let's unite to make our country a great place for us all. This message is from Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation in collaboration with Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
This vaccine is safe and it has been certified safe and usable by NAFTA.